Yes. And there was the elf dancing, the one you could not steal from, but you could tip her.
Indeed. Oh,
I
the dog is with me.
Yay! I kind of hope we run into more drug addicts, just so I can have more fun.
Uh, so if any of you guys haven't seen yet the episode where Moth plays a very spaced out character, that is part 5 of the Let's Play on my YouTube channel. You can find it there.
It was so much fun, and I love how the dialogue accidentally actually started to fit the narrative I gave her. It was so much fun. I really loved that.
Oh, that's sad, Aaron. That's really sad.
Aww.
You
Well, I've been to Legoland quite a few times. It's fun, but I'm not a very big fan of the roller coasters because I just have to look at them and then I throw up.
Oh.
Which sucks because the best thing about the roller coasters is that many of them have a slow part, and when you drive through that, you see all these big mechanical puppets that's made out of Lego, like dragons and knights and stuff, and they're doing like sword fights and the dragons roar and everything, and you have to go on the fast part that makes me throw up in order to see all that awesome shit. So that kind of sucks, but yeah, it is fun, and I do like the miniature I almost turned into the shitty one from South Park. The shitty.
Regular City Walk, can I take your order, please?
Exactly. The miniature city that they have built, it's very cool, and they have also built some more like historic parts of the world and stuff. Yeah, it's cool, but it's not the end of the world if you haven't seen it.
I also once saw an ad for an Asterix and Obelix park somewhere in France.
Yeah.
Never actually went there, but I really wanted to. Because I'm a huge Asterix and Obelix fan.
Yeah, me and my dad used to watch that when I was a kid. It was the best cartoons ever.
My mother has all the comics.
Awesome. I was a bigger fan of Tintin, I think.
Yeah, some Belgium stuff.
Yeah, but that's because I really loved the detective sort of aspect of it, where he has to figure out stuff. And that's really sad, Obsidian, the Lego Bionicle. That's such cool stuff, and I'm sorry that she threw it out.
I still have all my Bionicles over there somewhere.
Oh. And you have to turn on your light soon, because I can only see half your face.
Ah, okay, give me a sec.
Yeah. Need to get drunk, then do roller coaster. No.
Nope.
Then I'll
Nope.
throw up for sure. Then you don't even have to get me on the roller coaster. Then I'll just throw up.
See you, Akami. Have fun with cleaning.
Yes, have fun. Bye, Okami.
Bye.
Waving. Can't see it, but I did.
Yes, we are all waving to you.
Yes.
Alright, continue. The only active console in this derelict span of U-Bahn platform is an old video arcade machine. The CRT monitor set into the machine's cabinet glows invitingly. Cheerful, pixelated graphics swirl and dance on this screen. What?
Ooh, we can play Pac-Man.
Yeah, I was just going to make a joke about that.
I beat you to it.
Yes.
I'm awesome.
Maybe. Alright.
Beer and ice cream?
Beer and ice cream. That sounds like a horrible combination.
Yeah.
Alright.
So my dad, he does make... He makes homemade ice cream. He makes a very delicious ice cream out of vanilla and Baileys and dark chocolate flakes.
There wasn't a train coming along there, were you?
No, it's very quiet.
Okay, so then it was in game. Because suddenly I heard a train going along. Was like,
no, it's not. No trains at the moment over at my station. And they've been quiet for a few days, which is good. But they do tend to work on the tracks a lot. So yeah, that's what happens.
Alright. At the base of the controller panel you find a cleverly hidden input port. The port is shrouded in black plastic and it appears to be the approximate shape of a typical cred stick. Let's insert the down payment. Oh yeah.
I can just imagine like our little dwarf Varren just going 10,000 unions, 10,000.
10,000 unions.
Let's do it, just do it. Oh,
Ah.
that's so bad.
Internal motors grip the cred stick and pull it into the machine. It disappears into the port and the screen goes black. Moments later, a video image fills the screen. The picture is dark and grainy, a far cry from the bright, colorful sprites that previously inhabited the display. And Kaiser is speaking some German.
I can see. Sehr good.
Sehr gut, sehr gut. Und Blumschnaps. Ah,
I'm not into snaps.
I never had it.
I know I'm a bad thing, but I don't really like it.
You're a bad Viking.
Yes, though my mom told me that she had been out with her co-workers about a week ago and they had tried some sort of new kind of licorice shot and she said it was the best licorice shot she had ever had. She's going to buy a bottle so next time I come home we can try it together.
I don't even like
That's
the regular licorice.
I love licorice. Sweet, salty, soft, chewy.
Not a fan. Not a fan. Then again, I'm more into sour candy.
Yeah, like I don't mind sour candy every once in a while, but it can become pretty old for me pretty quick. Though that does remind me, though, I need to get some more liquor for my liquor storage because I only have Captain Morgan at the moment. I'm on licorice shots, so I need to get some new ones.
Alright.
Though a very nice gay guy gave me a licorice shot on my birthday when we were at the bar.
Nice.
That was very nice of him, and it tasted so good.
Very good.
Yeah, nice gay guy.
Thanks, gay guy.
Obsidian is speaking Russian. I
Speaking a
think.
little bit Russian there.
Yeah. He's completely giving up. It's
Yeah.
like, nope, no more English, just going to type in
No more
Russian.
broken English. Alright. On the screen is a dimly lit office. The place looks like it was pulled straight from an old detective movie. From the Venetian blinds on the windows to the great swaths of shadow that paint the walls black. Center stage, sitting behind a large mahogany desk, is the silhouette of an impressive looking woman in a charcoal grey suit. The tip of a cigarette glows cherry red in the shadows. She leans forward into the light and you catch your first glimpse of Alice.
And I don't smoke Obsidian
Me neither.
at all. I'm a kind of a bit of a preachy non-smoker. I really don't like the smell.
Yeah.
And so much so that my dad once told me that if I'm ever going to try weed, I'll probably eat it instead of smoke it. So he told me the proper way to eat it and how to make sure I don't eat too much and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
That was very nice of my dad.
I've been around smokers, I've been around weed smokers, but I haven't tried any of it.
I've been around smokers too. I really don't mind it as long as it's not in my apartment. Then I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
And her face is all hard planes and sculpted angles. With high cheekbones and almond eyes, her lips are painted a frigid blue, but the look in her eyes is even colder. A head of lustrous black hair is interspersed with flowing streams of cyan light. Alice exhales a plume of smoke and tips a cigarette into a nearby ashtray. She fixes her eyes on you, and her lips curl in a smile. I just sort of imagine that she has those like cigarette pipe thingies, you know, where you put the cigarette at the end, like they did in the 1920s. Yeah, very
Maybe.
classy.
Very classy.
She seems classy.
With all the streaks of blue hair and everything.
Yeah, very classy. I mean, she's wearing a suit.
Mm,
She has to be classy.
exactly. Which is more can I can say for you?
Exactly. By the way, people, I'm in my pajamas because today it has been way too warm to actually wear proper clothes. So after I took a shower, I put on my regular clothes, then began to melt, and I went back into my nice pajamas instead.
So I have a lovely sight on camera.
Yes. A hair dye stained t-shirt.
And a little bit of a peek at the lingerie.
Yes, because I'm wearing a non-bra bra top, and it goes all the way up to my neck. So yeah, lovely sight. Oh, I have to do a voice for her now. We're on your dime, friend. Tell me what you're looking for. Is that good?
I am getting aroused.
Don't make it fucking weird. You're coming here to visit me, so I don't want any weird shit.
All right. I'll keep it to a minimum.
Thank you.
I need you to find someone for me, Dr. Adrian Vauclair.
As always, I have a bit of delay on my end. Again, European internet for you.
Or just Twitch.
Yeah, just Twitch. She raises her eyebrow. The Dragon Slayer? Interesting. He's been missing for a long time.
I'm surprised that you recognize the name.
High Faith? I don't see a new person in chat.
Oh no, he's referring to the main character of Mirror's Edge,
Okay.
who is called Faith.
Again, I'm a noob. Sorry, guys.
Noob.
Yes, exactly. Mock me. Mock me all you want.
And I will do so furiously.
Well, do you want me to meet you at the bus stop or not?
Okay.
Trivia is a passion of mine. She taps a painted fingernail onto her temple. In my line of work, it comes in handy.
Charmin. No. Because I'm not a decker, so I can't have that kind of information.
Yeah, that would have been interesting though.
Yes. That's also a good thing about these kinds of RPGs, that there are options not given to you because your stats aren't there in order to get those.
So you always get a little bit of a different story every time you play and get some information you didn't have beforehand and all that stuff.
Exactly, it makes replayability a lot better.
Yes. Alice steeples her fingers. Alright, here's how this is going to work. When you give me the go-ahead, I'm going to start gathering information for you. Once I've finished, you're going to bring me a cred stick encoded with an encryption key I'll provide you. That credit stick will have 50,000 new yen on it.
As soon as he says 15,000 new yen, you see Varren going, like, what?
Like he's holding on to his loop, like just for some ground thing. He's just like, what? I just need some balance in my life. Something to keep me on foot.
50,000 new yen, I've never seen such amount of money.
Oh god. Well, I'm sorry if I completely startled you, young dwarf, but can you please put away the loop? It's sort of putting me off a bit.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, when I get my cred stick, you get your information. This is a deal. Take it, or you leave it.
I think knowing her status, I think we don't. We're not. I don't think we should fuck with her or something.
No, I have a feeling that if Glory can release you and Monica's tapes with the ice trolls, she can release a lot worse.
Yes, exactly.
I rewatched some of the episodes, so I remember some of the stuff quite vividly. That's why I can keep referring to it. Keeping in canon, people.
Yay.
Continuity is important.
Exactly. Alright, you've got a deal. And is Kaiser speaking
Ja,
some Danish to you?
ja, Kajsa, er du dansk? Og lad venligst være med at kalde mig Mølle, det lyder rigtig forkert.
I know he's from Austria.
Okay. I'm just going to read until I see your answer in the chat. Okay, but remember, you say
Translate.
go, and I go. From that point on, you're on the hook to pay me my fee. No turning back, no refunds. I was square on this.
Yeah, we square. I just wanted to hear you speak Danish.
Alright, then you hurt me. Speak Danish. It's not the prettiest language in the world. Kind of sounds like, again, like we have a potato in our mouths. Because we speak further back in the throat. It's a very complicated language, sound-wise, because we have a lot of different speech sounds, especially when it comes to the vowels. We have more than most languages in the world, especially more than English. But yeah. I'm from a part called Jylland, which is the part that is attached to Germany. And
Yes.
I'm from the middle part. I'm currently living more on the eastern part, but again, I'm a university student, so that's why. But yeah. It sounds bouncy.
Do-de-do-de-do-de. I heard me sure I heard.
Well, thank you, I guess.
Bork, bork, bork.
All right. And you know, Jutland. It's called Jylland, not Jutland. Just saying. Good. I'll be in touch.
The screen goes black. Moments later, the machine reboots. The colorful sprites that you saw when you first approached the arcade cabinet return. There's nothing more to see here. Alice is gone. Down
Too
the
bad.
rabbit hole she went.
Yes. Though I quite like her. I think she's cool. Even if she turns out to be completely evil, she's still cool.
I can pick something up here.
And
Oh, it's hyper.
if you want to spell it the way I say it, you have to spell it with J, a Y, double L, A, N, D. And it's true, no hard J. We have very soft J's in Danish.
Yeah, because that's actually the way we spell it as well. Jutland.
Yeah, with a soft J. And please, Kaiser, don't stalk me.
Oh, he will. He's been stalking Serena for a while, so.
Shit.
You have another one! Yay!
Oh God.
Well, as long as you're not as creepy as Rasmus, then it's all good.
And yes, Kaiser, that's how we spell it in Danish. And the Y is a vowel in Danish, so it's called y. So it's Jylland. Trying to teach you how to speak, sorry.
It's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
let's check out one of the vendors about that drone I gave her.
Exactly. Let's do that. So you can get on with it. Oh, you know, from Twitter. Cool.
Nice. That's where that's where we also talked a little bit. Yay!
Yeah, exactly.
And then we came to this.
And then we came to this all of a sudden. It wasn't planned.
Exactly. It was like, you want to come on then?
I was like, okay. If you say so. I didn't plan it, but okay. I had to get my iPad. I was like, I'm not even sure my iPad has been recharged since yesterday. I just have to check. Oh, there's 80% on. I'm going to be fine. Gonna find you on Skype. It was fun.
Yes. And now we are here. Are you picking up some motor signs from my sounds from my side?
No.
Okay, then it's fine. Because a very loud motorcycle just came by.
Oh, I think it's going to be worse from my side because not only am I next to the train tracks, I'm also right next to one of the main highways going into the city. So, yeah, sound flows in here pretty easily.
Alright, let's talk to the doctor, see if there's anything else than basic medkits, and he does not.
Shit. We want something else than basic lube. We want something with a bit of scent and flavor to it. Like pineapple. Strawberry. Or orange. Some fruity.
Excuse me.
That's okay.
I was checking the cyberware because you can also get some cybernetic upgrades in this game, but I don't have the money for it.
Try living near an airport. Oh, I'm sorry, Kaiser.
Yeah, that's also not fun.
Oh shit. I'm sorry.
I haven't seen this character here yet.
Oh
wait, no, it's Simi. It's the high girl.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait, that's our high girl.
Yeah. Let's talk to her again.
I know you. The girl with a chip in her head stands with her eyes closed, rocking back and forth. She looks so frail that a light breeze might knock her over, but she somehow stays on her feet. Whether by coincidence or some kind of preternatural junkie awareness, she opens her eyes when you come near. I know you. You're a nice like Monica. I want Monica inside me. That's why I hate her. Look her eye.
Maybe by face, if not by name. I'm Varren Kimbold.
By the way, guys, this is a high character from episode 5 that I love.
Probably her favorite voice thing.
Yes. By face, by name, by cry, song, by taste. Taste of the flesh. I have the children inside me now. I'm so happy they'll be with me forever. And Simi Kim is what most people call me. They think I don't know why. But I do. Monica explained. She explained it many times. And now she's inside me too. Forever.
And I think I'm going to step away again. I'll catch up with you another time. Bye now.
Oh, the children. They're so happy inside me. I have Monica inside me too. But I cannot truly be with her until I'm also inside of me. Maybe I should eat myself, and we can all be together inside of me. Forever and ever and ever!
And scene.
And the look on Varren's face halfway through, just like slight raising of the eyebrows, like, oh shit. Seriously? Yes, seriously.
Alright, let's talk to Amsel. Kaiser is venting about living near an airport.
Ah. Yeah, I have been asked many times if Danes speak English as well. It's like, of course we do. We are like 5.5 million people. We need to speak another language than Danish.
Mm-hmm.
And not enough of us to justify not speaking another language. So, yeah.
Wait, so you only have 5.5 million people in Denmark?
Yeah, we're about the same population as Manhattan, New York. So, small country, not very large population.
Well, we are smaller than you, and we have like over 10 million people.
The Danish birth rate is very low. Just the way it is.
I guess so.
Yeah. But yeah, I have been when I stayed in Wales. Someone actually asked me, when they found out that I was from Denmark, they asked me what language I speak at home. And I was like, well, I speak Danish, of course. It's like, so you don't speak English with your parents? I was like, no, we speak Danish. I just study English.
Yeah. I remember when we went to America, and I think it was some park ranger before we drove into Yosemite Park, I think it was. And he asked where we were from, because he could hear from the way we talked English that we weren't from America. So we said Belgium.
Sorry, Kaiser just flew up in the chat. Season 2! But anyway, let out some steam there, Kaiser.
I think so. I think he is.
But you were saying, Varren?
Yeah, anyway, so we said we were from Belgium, and then the park ranger was like, well, what do you speak at home? Belgianese? I was like, oh, Jesus. But my mom was like, no, we speak Dutch. And then the park was like, okay, move along.
I was still very surprised when I got asked this, like, oh, you're from Denmark. Do you speak English with your parents? No. But apparently she thought that I spoke English with pretty much everyone in Denmark and not Danish. It's like, we have our own language, so...
Yeah. I also remember, I think it was one of the last restaurants we went to. It's like all in the style of the 50s. It was really great restaurant actually.
Oh, sounds.
But
really cool.
one of the waitresses asked us where we were from. We said Belgium, and then she said, "Oh, that's great!" But on in that tone, like, "I have no idea where that is."
Oh my god. That I don't understand that false courtesy. Instead say, "Oh, that's interesting. I don't know much of that country. Could you tell me something?"
Yeah.
You know, she could have done that, and that would have been perfectly fine and polite.
Sure.
And everything. And Kai said some tourists are dumb, some are not. I mean, when I go out, I try to be respectful. I might make mistakes, but again, I'm not from the country where I'm going, so that tends to happen. But I also tend to expect pretty much everyone being able to speak English when I go out. I do try sometimes, if I go to Germany, I have tried to speak a little bit of German here and there when I'm the restaurants and stuff like that, just to, you know, keep it sort of alive in my mind.
Yes, exactly. That's what I do as well. Like, okay, I'm not going to be able to learn a lot of Danish when I come over, but
it's a difficult language. I'm sorry. But I have a feeling that Dutch is a difficult language as well.
So most people say it's actually pretty difficult to learn Dutch, but that's mostly because of some weird grammatical structures we have.
I also think the pronunciations for me would be a bit challenging.
Probably.
Yeah. And Obsidian is still speaking Russian.
Ich werde dich in einen verdammten Krankenwagen bringen.
Yes, it's the effort that counts, Kaiser. You're right about that.
Exactly.
If you put in some effort, and you know people can see that you're trying, and you don't want to be impolite on purpose, then you know they tend to be nice back.
Mm-hmm. The most difficulty I had trying to speak a language was Spanish.
Yeah, I also had like the worst Spanish teacher ever. An undiagnosed Asperger's doesn't really help with learning a new language, so.
Yeah, because we went with the school. We went to Valencia for a week.
Yeah.
And at one point, me and a friend got lost, and we wanted to ask directions, and we found someone who didn't speak any English or anything, so we were trying our best Spanish, but that didn't work out.
Oh.
And then another tourist came on who did speak Spanish, so we talked to him in English what we wanted, and then he translated in Spanish to the other person for pointing it out on a map.
Ah, well, that was lucky. And also, we are forgetting the game again.
Exactly.
Come. We're not. We're never going to get far, are we?
No. Okay. Varren, did you make contact with Alice? Yes, I did. She accepted your payment and I ordered a search for the information we needed. Very good. I can't imagine that this will be cheap. What was Alice's stated price? You're right on that count. 50,000 million. He shrugs.
You see Varren as he says surprised, just kind of grabbing his bottle of lube just to calm himself down.
He shrugs. It is about as I had expected. Thankfully, we are prepared for this. I've established contact with a number of new clients. You can find information on our jobs logged on your mission computer. One jobs file is on there already. While you're working to earn Alice's fee, I will continue to dig for clues about Fireswing. If she is, in fact, roosting under the half-filled manor, then there must be some evidence to support that fact. A dragon is a large thing to hide, after all. Sounds like you're on top of things. It is my job to be on top of things, Varren. You need not worry about me on that account. You also don't need to
I
worry.
would have thought Ansel was a bottom actually.
What?
I thought Ansel would be a bottom. He doesn't top guy. Or is
Well,
that?
people can surprise you.
Yeah, true.
You also don't need to worry about our mysterious Matrix killer, at least, not insofar as I am concerned. I won't step near a checkpoint until this entire sorry episode is over.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, that's probably wise. Yes?
By the way, Mr. Obsidian, the language I would like to learn next would either be Finnish, or I would like to get good at German again, or I would actually like to speak Russian, because I think it's a beautiful sounding language.
Prutska prutska.
But I'm not sure I would be able to. I have a feeling that my pronunciations would be all over the place.
Probably.
Yeah, again, speaking way back in the throat because I'm a Dane doesn't exactly help. It also makes speaking English a bit of a challenge. So, yeah.
For me, it's actually quite easy to pick up other accents and everything.
Yeah, not for me. Not for me.
Like you've heard my French accent. And
well, I heard your Irish and Scottish accents. Those were pretty good.
well, I don't. My Irish is of course not on the level as Gav's, but that's because he's an actual Irishman.
Exactly. And yes, Kaiser, I know that Finnish is hard, but that's also because it's more related to Hungarian than to languages.
Exactly.
So that's the reason why it sounds beautiful. So yeah.
Alright. Speaking of doing things the old-fashioned way, Malit is working to recover information of those other DVDs. It is a painstaking process, and it will not be quick. But she is optimistic that she will be successful in time. Sorry, I had a little bit something there in my throat. Finally, I have been checking up on our friend, the orc with the skin grafts. I haven't heard anything back yet, but I'll keep you appraised as the situation develops. Sounds good, Paul. I'll go check up on those jobs. One last thing before you go, Varren. Samuel Buckenbauer wanted me to pass a message to you. Do you know him? The orc who runs the shelter across the way? Yeah, we've met.
Oh, that was the racist orc.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Ah, well. He has a job for you. He wouldn't discuss it with me, but he promised that it would prove worth your time. I'll keep it in mind.
Well, we have to earn 50,000 new yens one way or another.
Indeed. So I guess now the game is just going to be some sort of side missions that we have to complete in order to get our 50,000 new yen together.
Yes, and can I just mention that someone has is grilling nearby, and I can actually smell the wonderful grilling scent in my mouth.
It is always tempting when you smell grill sounds.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best. It's always like, I get hungry. Why don't I have a grill? Why don't I know how to grill?
Why don't I know how to cook, damn it?
Exactly.
Alright.
Well, the noodles I made the other day were pretty good. So I can cook a little bit, but only a little bit, and I would not be confident in sharing them with other people.
And I was so looking forward to some of your home cooked dinner.
Sorry to disappoint.
Alright.
But
Let's look at the mission computer and see what we have. Ooh, I have an unread message. Finally.
Spanish is a bit of an easy language, but that has more to do with the fact that they do not have many vowel sounds. I think they have 5 main vowel sounds, and they are all evenly distributed in your mouth and with your lips as to how and where you're supposed to pronounce them.
Yeah, I don't really quite remember my Spanish lessons because I only like 4 months of Spanish, so
I was supposed to have 3 years, but then again had the worst Spanish teacher in the world, and undiagnosed Asperger's doesn't make it any easier. And obviously when I make noodles, I actually make my own red curry sauce with vegetables and stuff to go with it, so it's not cup noodles, it's a little bit more advanced than that.
I can actually cook a little bit, thank you very much.
I can, just a tiny bit.
Tiny bit. Alright.
Yeah, well, they did like the cooking I did for my birthday party. They ate pretty much everything.
That's good.
Yeah. So.
Alright. We would like to arrange a meeting between you and one of our representatives. You will find him at the cafe nearby. His name is Luca Dua. He will be expecting you. Come alone. Can I bring the dog with me?
Dances over at the door. The dog is just like, but Dante wants to come. Dante needs his walksies. He really needs his walksies.
Exactly.
He has to poop outside.
Ah! And I have some other jobs here as well. Okay.
And Kai's young, so I'm hoping that's for my noodles.
Yeah, probably.
I think it's delicious, so I'm not sure other people would enjoy them, but I like it when I make it.
That's good.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be, because I'm cooking for myself.
Alright. Amzel's face winks onto the screen. Here you will find a complete transcript of my conversation with Herr Fuchs, a potential client. The job seems to be relatively straightforward, and the payout is reasonable.
By the way, Varren, did you move your camera?
No, I just leaned forward.
Yeah, because you're all of a sudden very, very, very close. Oh my god, stop! You're freaking me out!
Give us a kiss! Give me some sugar, baby.
I need saving from Varren, not Rasmus. Oh, shit.
Okay, I'll stop. You kind of baited me in there, though. That was an opening I couldn't refuse. Alright. One word of caution before you proceed. There are aspects of this run that you might find morally troubling. Be sure to read and understand the specifics of the job before accepting. If you do accept, you will be expected to carry out the requirements of the job in full. After...
Varren's getting tired.
A little bit.
And I was actually thinking about asking you tonight if we could end a little bit earlier, maybe, because I'm feeling tired today.
That's fine. If you want, we can stop at 10.
Yeah, I was thinking more like 11, because I still do want us to actually progress in the game. But when we get to 11, a clock, we can see if my energy levels are still up. If they are, we can just continue for the final hour.
Yeah. After reading the transcript, you may choose whether or not to accept the job. If you respond in the affirmative, our client will be notified, and I will make all necessary preparations for the run. Guest.
And Mr. Obsidian, we usually stream until midnight, and so that would be for another 2.5 hours.
Yes. Well, mostly my streams, well, that depends on how good the stream is going and how many people are watching. But over the last few streams, I've always streamed like a good 3 hours. So.
Yeah, and when we're doing this stream together, 4 hours seems to be a pretty good time for us to stream. And it also gives Varren like a pretty sizable chunk for him to edit to go on YouTube afterwards.
Exactly.
So, tends to fit.
Alright.
And Okami's back! Yay!
Hey! Welcome back, buddy.
Oh, I remember the days when it was just you and me, Varren. No one in the chat.
Exactly. I have built up an audience.
Yes, and we have a fan.
And we have one fan.
We have one fan, and I'm sending him a hug right now.
I'm sure he will appreciate it.
Yes. Hopefully he likes girls with pink hair.
Alright, guest. Herr Ramsel? Yes, I am here. To whom am I speaking? You may call me Herr Fuchs. Very well. Please describe the work that you would like to have done. Straight to the point. I like that. Very well. I would like to retain your team's services to clean up a mess. Go on. My employers dispatches a team of operatives to conduct a quiet operation at a local Skyring Pharma AG lab. Unfortunately, they botched the job. The team was eliminated, but we have a reliable information that one of the operatives has been taken captive. If this rogue agent were to spill information leading back to my employers, it could lead to a corporate war. A great many lives could be lost. My employers would like nothing more than to prevent such a tragic turn of events. Ah, I see. And you wish to retain my team's services to tie up loose ends? Exactly. The captive operative is a rigger by the name of Thorvald Enstedt. We need him neutralized before he can inform us to his captors. Oop. Hey, Kaiser is following me. Woohoo! And I still love the little gif I have of Lopan trying to lure you in.
It's just so fucking creepy.
That's why I took it.
I know.
It's like, yes, I will entice you to watch more.
Yes. Come, children, come. Come to Varren's Twitch channel. Never look back.
A straightforward enough task and well within my team's capabilities. What are you offering in terms of pay? 15,000 yen. This offer is non-negotiable. Very well. I will pass the offer on to my team. Very good. Good day, Herr Hamsel. The text field appears. A single line of text pops onto the center of the screen, taking its place. Accept job, yay or nay?
Yay. We need the cash.
And apparently Obsidian thought I sounded like Jeremy Irons from the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Feed me every ounce of your rage.
That's such an awful movie.
It's gloriously stupid.
It is. It really is.
I sold a buddy of mine on that movie just by going, feed me every ounce of your rage.
Well, that is one of the best lines. It's just, and then and the CGI dragon is so bad.
So bad.
So bad. They upgraded a lot when it came to the Hobbit movies.
Yes. Oh, have you seen those motion capture sessions from Benedict Cumberbatch?
I haven't actually.
Oh.
I didn't even know that he was the one doing the voice, but when I found out, I was like, oh yeah, now it makes sense because it sounded familiar, but still I couldn't place it. But he did a very good job.
Yes, he was actually the best part of the second Hobbit movie.
I also like I forget his name, the guy who plays I want to say Frodo. It's not Frodo. It's Bilbo.
Ah, yes, Martin Sheen?
Yeah, is that his name? Yeah, I really like him too. He has like all the little facial expressions when he likes, does the thing with his nose, like that. That's so cute.
Yeah. But like, the Hobbit movies, I'm like, the first one is great in my opinion. I actually really like the first one, but then the second and third one are they're not great at all in general.
I tend to prefer the Lord of the Rings movies.
Very much, very much.
Uh, the Hobbit movies, they were okay, but it did not get the same epic, exciting feeling inside that I did with the Lord of the Rings movie.
Well, it is a children's story.
Yeah, I know. But I know that my dad, he has it the other way around. He really likes Lord of the Rings, but he prefers the Hobbit movies so much more. I think it's because when I talk to him, it seems like the characters of the Hobbit movies are a little bit more up his alley. He seems to like those a bit more. And especially because he has a big problem with Frodo. He doesn't like Frodo, which I can understand because he is a bit of a crybaby sometimes. But he really doesn't like Frodo. However, Bilbo, he's like, Bilbo is the best Hobbit in the world. He absolutely loves Bilbo. So yeah, he really likes those Hobbit movies. So I watched them at his place when he got them on Blu-ray on his big ass TV because he has problems seeing. His vision has gone quite bad, so now he has like the biggest TV in his living room, so he's sure he can see everything. And he has this like red leather chair, one of those when you sit down and lean back, it just becomes so comfortable, you don't want to leave again.
Nice.
And he even has like the little like foot thingy on the front, so like he put up his feet as well. So when I go to visit him, very often we end up in front of his TV. I end up on the couch, he end up in his chair, and then we have like hot chocolate and coffee and snacks and stuff like that, just watching a movie for like 2.5 hours. So that's always on this big ass TV.
Nice. Yes, I understand, Kaiser, if you have trouble finishing Return of the King, because it is more than 3 hours long.
It is. I tried to read the books. I kind of stopped with the third one. The story is good. It's just the way that he's writing. It just gets very, very heavy for me. And I even got them in Danish to make sure that it wasn't too difficult for me because I was still a teenager when I got them. And I have to say I'm not up to the task of reading them in English because I have a feeling it's going to be like Wuthering Heights. And Wuthering Heights is actually pretty short, but it took me so long to get through it because it's a bitch.
It's very prose written.
It is. Plus, it features a lot of dialects and accents that do not exist anymore. So you can read 5 pages and have no idea what's going on, and then you have to flip to the back and then read the entire translation, then put it back into perspective, and then be like, oh, so that's what happened, and then you can continue.
I've actually only read the first book, really. The other books are over there somewhere.
Goddamn 3 hours. I do know that a lot of people bitching about the fact that Return of the King has so many endings. I never minded that, because to be fair, there are a lot of loose ends that has to be tied up, and that's kind of difficult to do with just one ending.
Exactly.
And Kaiser, the Wuthering Heights is not Old English, it's more into the Middle English part, but because it takes place in a certain region, there are a few dialects that no longer exist today, and the book is, of course, some of the characters are speaking those dialects. And the version I got was with the original English in it, so it's not a modernized version. You can get those. I got one with the original in it because I'm a bit of a nerd, and I wanted to make sure I got the authentic experience. But there are many parts of the book that are pretty easy to read and pretty easy to understand, and it's very depressing story, but it's also a very beautiful gothic story. And Okami, it might be too much work for some people, many people, but then again, I study English, I really like literature, so I made the effort, and I'm also looking in to see if I can find some old gothic stories. I would love to read the Castle of Otranto, and I have a feeling that's going to be even more of a heavy read, and it's also going to be a lot longer, but it just sounds so batshit insane that I have to read it, and it's one of the first proper gothic romance stories out there. And it was quite controversial when it came out, so I really want to read it because I like gothic literature. My Bible is a book about gothic literary theory that I read several times now. I just keep picking it up and just like, I can just read these 3 pages and just know exactly what it's about. I'm just like, yeah, that's so fucking good and interesting.
I actually have most of Lovecraft stories on my ebook that I still need to read.
Yeah, I have the collected fiction of Lovecraft in like a leather-bound book.
I've seen those around.
Yeah, and I think I showed it off on Jack's stream together with my Edgar Allan Poe book and my Sherlock Holmes book. So
I really need to get the Edgar Allan Poe collection book.
Yeah, it's so good.
And also some books that I've really wanted to read are some Jules Verne books.
Like, yeah, I thought about that, but then I don't know.
I enjoy that pulpy stuff.
Yeah, and I think it would be a fun read and an interesting read. It's just I love the gothic literature.
Oh, I get you.
So it's like, where do I want to spend my money?
Oh yeah, but I got the Jules Verne book for my birthday, and for Christmas.
The town I live in, we have a bookstore that has a pretty good section, so we can go there and take a look at the books if you want to, and we can probably find you the Edgar Allan Poe one, because that's where.
Looking forward to it.
Yay! Oh, and that's our racist orc that has appeared on the screen.
Yes.
I'm not sure I like him. Though his female companion, he might still be asking Varren the same question. But let's see.
By the way, before we continue, I am going to get something to drink again.
Okay, then I'm just going to entertain the chat.
Yes.
In the chat. Oh, so it resurrected you, Obsidian. Well, that's good. Those are good topics. I only have one Okami, but yeah, I don't have a lot of space, and yeah, I don't have a lot of money, so I need to be careful what I spend them on. But I did actually get some, you know what? I got some books at my local bookstore, which are really good. It's the Wordsworth Classics. Often you can get buy 3 for 1. They're little paperbacks, quite cheap, but very, very good. Definitely recommend those. And they have gotten a few new ones on gothic fiction, and ghost fiction. So I got 3 with those, and I'm currently reading the first one, and it's called The Haunted Hotel. And all these are from the same guy. I can just quickly get it because I forget his name. Okay, his name is Wilkie Collins, and it is from the Wordsworth. It's one of the Wordsworth editions, and it's from the series that they made called Tales of Mystery and the Supernatural, and I bought 3 of those. They had more, but some of the others had stories in them that I already got in other collections, so I decided to pick out the ones with the fewest amounts of stories I already own. But yeah, so it's called The Haunted Hotel and Other Stories, and I'm currently reading the story The Haunted Hotel, and it's very, very good. He has a very special style. It's a little bit dry when it comes to the characters and the humor and stuff, because he's not very flowery with his language or anything like that.
It's better if I do this with 2 hands.
Okay. He's quite misogynistic, but then again, I wouldn't expect anything else from a writer during that time.
Also, I got this.
Woohoo!
A little bit candy.
I can see. But yeah, so far I really, really enjoy it. So if you want some gothic tales, I definitely recommend picking it up because it's written in a style that's pretty modern, so it should be easy for everyone to follow along. And he has, again, it's quite dry in the sense of humor and the characters, but that's because there's no bullshitting.
Which writer are we talking about?
It's one of the Wordsworth classics. I picked up one called Haunted Hotel and Other Stories.
Huh.
And they're by a guy named Wilkie Collins. And so far, I'm very impressed.
Alright.
And he's not bullshitting around. With that said, when it comes to the Haunted Hotel, it's a mystery. I'm still not sure if what happened was due to ghosts, insanity, a crime, or all of the above. I have no idea. It's quite the mystery, but again, that is a good book and a good story in my opinion, because you're kind of trying to find all the clues and trying to wiggle your way around everything, and yeah, it's very good.
I'm currently reading a collection of short stories from Harlan Ellison. So it has I Have No Mouth and I'm a Scream and some other of his short stories.
Okay. I'm just gonna write down the title of the book in the chat, and you can go on to play the orc then, so we can move on.
And there was also one little comment I wanted to make about difficult books to read. A Clockwork Orange. That is a bitch to read.
Maybe I should just watch the movie instead.
Yeah, it's basically the same story, only in the book the characters are a little bit younger than they are in the movie.
Well, there are certain reasons why that would make sense.
Yeah.
When thinking about some of the stuff that happens.
Because like in the book, Alex is like 14.
Yeah, that's why that makes sense to make him a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Obsidian Crimson, I watched it and I loved it.
It's amazing.
And yeah, it's just up my alley.
Yeah, Crimson Peak was really good.
Yeah.
Exactly like a gothic movie should feel and look like. Guillermo del Toro really nailed the look. He always nails the looks for his movies.
Yes. So we have an orc. Should we continue so we can at least begin with the side quest?
Yeah, right. Let me get in my orc voice real quick. Right. It's your mom, it's fine. You're looting. It's fine. Right. There we go, my friend. What can I do for you?
I heard you wanted to talk about the job.
Yeah, I do. Thank you for coming so promptly.
He takes a deep breath, slowly releases it, and looks you in the eye.
Jeremy, what do you know about the Humanist Pony Club?
Not a lot. I don't pay much attention to politics.
Humanists may call themselves a pony club, but its goals are anything but political. The organization's true objective is to spread fear and hatred of the meta-human races. Humanist bloody rhetoric helped to instigate the Night of Rage.
This sounds a little bit like the Night of Long Knives.
Yes, it does.
Night of Rage?
A worldwide race riot that took place in February of 2039. Thousands of innocent meta-humans were attacked, beat, and killed. Women and children were correlated into warehouses for protection and then burned alive when the structures were put to the torch. This is what humanist stands for. This is the agenda that its leaders strive to advance. They will not be satisfied until all meta-humans everywhere are driven from the face of the earth.
And Mr. Obsidian, if you are referring to Gothic, the critical idiom, I already have that one. That's my Bible. And I'm not quite sure what it is you have linked to. And Bukowski, I'm not quite sure who he is.
Who?
Do we know what he is linked to? Because I haven't making it work on my end.
It has an IMDb link in it. So maybe it's either a reference to a Google search of a movie, I think.
Oh, it worked. It was just, I clicked it before and there was like nothing happened. I was just like, well, okay. Thank you.
Virus.
That was my first thought, but no, it worked this time. Yes, it's IMDb.
Right.
B, sorry. Oh, that one. I've heard of that one. I really want to watch it.
Which one is it?
It's the one where the Shelleys, they visit Lord Byron to write the short stories. That's how Mary Shelley actually wrote Frankenstein.
Yes.
So that's the movie behind it. And it's 1986. So it's the golden era of movies.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah, it has been mentioned to me before. I think I actually have it written down on my list that I keep from the slot pit with all the recommendations and stuff.
Although, in my opinion, 1982 was the best year in filmmaking.
1982. Why?
Well, it had Conan the Barbarian, it had Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan, and a lot more other movies that I can't quite remember yet. But I know 1982 was a very, very, very good year for filmmaking.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I have like a favorite year for filmmaking.
That's just the kind of film nerd I am.
Yeah, I'm not enough of a film nerd to care about that, and I can see I need to turn on the light in my apartment too.
That's fine.
I'm sort of tumbling things over here.
If you want me to go up against humanists, it's gonna cost you.
Do we really have to be humanists? I kind of like humans because I am one, and so is Glory.
Yeah.
Again, it's like 1994 all the way. The Crow, The Mask, etc.
Old.
I still haven't watched The Crow though, and Varren is completely gobsmacked.
Oh my god! I thought you of all people should have at least seen that movie.
Nope.
Oh my god.
I don't recall it having ever been on Danish television.
Wow. Alright,
Yeah.
another movie for our movie night when I come over.
Exactly. But yeah, I have the thing is, I'm quite a novice when it comes to many of. Yes, Okami, you don't have to shout it. I know. I'm quite a novice when it comes to a lot of the horror movies, but again, I'm also quite well versed when it comes to Gothic literary theory and stuff like that. So I do have my niche, and again, with Asperger's, you tend to get blinders on and then focus on one subject exclusively, and that of course takes time away from other subjects that you could be looking into.
Well,
And with me, Gothic literature has been taking over my brain for many years.
yeah, sure. But like, I wouldn't really consider The Crow a pure horror flick.
No, it's more of a Gothic flick. Revenge.
It's I would even classify it as urban fantasy.
Eh.
Blasphemy,
Blasphemy,
moth.
Read comics after. I have read most of the Sandman comics, thank you, and I have read some of the good Batman comics. I
Nice.
just do not own them. That's a sad tale. So yeah, I have actually put on my list for my birthday that I would don't say sorry, Okami, it's fine. I don't mind. It just made me laugh. I have actually put a few comics on my list for my birthday, but they are not they're not comics I think you would know. It's basically, I have a bit of a personal female hero that I really like called Franca. Yeah, she's called Franca, and she's a detective, and she's a redhead, and she is so cool, and I wish I could be just as intelligent and confident
I
as
see where
her.
this is going.
I really like her. So yeah, I've been reading comics about her since I was about 12, 13 years old. So I really want some of the comics myself now, instead of going to the library all the time. Because when I read them, I feel all happy and confident, and I want to go out and achieve stuff in the world. So they just give me such a positive feeling. I don't really care if other people like them or think they're stupid or just mainstream shit. They make me happy. They make me feel good about myself.
That's
So
fine. That's fine.
I put them on my list. So I'm really hoping. I know that my sister loves them too, so maybe if I'm lucky, she will get me one.
When it comes to comics, I actually have most of the fuck, what is his name again now? From Viva Vendetta.
I forget what his name is, but I have read the V for Vendetta comic.
Yeah, but like the guy who has written Viva Vendetta, I have most of his comics. Most of all his comics. I have the Viva Vendetta collection. I have League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I have.
I would like to read the comic of that because the movie was but I thought the concept was interesting of these different.
The comic is amazing.
Yeah, I've heard that the comic should be amazing as well, so that's why I really want to read it, because a part of me really wanted to like the movie because it features a lot of character from gothic literature that I really, really love.
Yes, it's amazing.
So, yeah.
Alan Moore, thank you, thank you, Aaron. Alan Moore, that was it. Yeah, I have most of Alan Moore's comics.
Vincent Price did a reading of The Raven. I gotta find that one.
Nevermore.
And Christopher Lee too. Oh God.
I can't do Christopher Lee justice, so I'm not even going to try and do an impression of him.
Varren froze on me.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Fuck. Hello. Hello. I am still here. Are you there? Please talk to me. Can thou hearst me, O fair maiden? In a faraway land. Oh, and call's done. I guess we will do this again. And am I back
Hey,
now?
are we back? Yeah.
Yes.
You just froze.
All right.
And then everything turned black.
I was trying to come back using some old English. Canst thou hear me, O fair maiden from a faraway land?
I don't think that's Old English.
Pff,
Old English is a complete separate language.
I know.
But yeah, I do listen to Price and Christopher Lee. I have to listen to their readings of The Raven. That has to be amazing. But yeah, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Again, the movie, there was so much about it, was like, I need to be able to like this because I saw what the concept was, and I was like, oh my god, I love these characters from literature. And then I saw a few stills, of the set designs and stuff, and I thought that looked pretty cool too. And then I watched the movie, and I was like, it's just a bit boring. There were a few good scenes, but I do like the part where the vampire lady, Mina, she is...
who is not a vampire in the actual comics.
Well, there you go. Is flying over the city with all of her bats accompanying her. That looks pretty cool, but then again, it looks cool, but a movie has to do more than that.
Exactly.
And yeah, it didn't.
Yeah, I would strongly suggest to read the actual comics because they are freaking amazing.
I don't have a job at the moment, Mr. Obsidian. I'm actually not allowed to. It would be against the law. So yeah. But I am at university right now.
Right. Let's continue the game again.
Yes, now that we're back.
Right. Yeah, your Herr Hamsel has informed me of admission practices. Rest assured, you will be paid. Now, if you may discuss the details of the job.
Go ahead.
He nods. Yesterday, I overheard one of my assistants talking on his call. He was yelling, clearly agitated. I questioned him, and he confided in me when he told me he made my blood run cold.
What did he tell you?
His brother, Tuck, works for a smuggling operation based in Nest. Apparently, these smugglers have accepted a contract from Volker Style. Style is a vicious ideologue, and the leader of the Berlin chapter of Humanists. The cargo that the smugglers are delivered includes a large quantity of extremely hazardous chemical agents. Naturally, this fills me with an unease. Whatever stall is planned, it can't be good for us. I want you to infiltrate the smuggling operation that is delivering the shipment. Once you arrive at the humanist compound, you will find out what the plan to do with the chemical and put a stop to it.
Ah, and I have a special option because I am a non-human. I am a little dwarf.
Yes. But we're not supposed to sit on you.
No, otherwise you get the fist.
And people are talking about all the awesome comics that they own, so I feel left out. Oh well. More to put on my list.
Exactly. What makes you think they'll talk to me? I'm no more human than you are.
Many of the smugglers are merely humans. If you travel with them, humans will allow you in the compound. The rest will be up to you.
As long as they get me in the front door, I can take care of the rest.
Yes, good. From your reputation around the Christ Bazaar, I knew you were the right man for the job.
Let's talk compensation. What does this gig pay?
I have contacted the sister organizations across Berlin and taken up a collection. Between us, we have raised 20,000 new yen as a payment. I trust that this will be sufficient.
You just have to check Mr. Obsidian's comment.
Face it.
About-
Yeah.
Yeah, putting on you.
I'm not quite into that, Aaron.
It's like an audio smooch.
Oh,
Could it be?
that's probably from your side. I assume.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably is. Again, my door is open, so you can probably hear the birds outside.
Or it's
So-
maybe some reverb of me talking.
Maybe. I noticed the last batch of videos that in the beginning when my door is open, you can actually hear the birds in the background, so that might be what you're hearing. We have many birds around here. And a few seagulls. And they do not categorize as birds. They're just assholes.
Alright. I'll do it. Count me in.
Oh, shut up, Obsidian.
He nods.
Excellent. I'm relieved. I'll make the arrangements for your meeting with the smugglers. The leader is an elf who calls himself Maxim. Take the U-bound to Shaternest and you will find him waiting there. Best of luck to you, Varren, and good hunt. Know that you're doing a great thing for the metahumans of Berlin. Your efforts will not go unrecognized.
Alrighty then.
Well, so what's the plan? That we get at least one side quest done today, or we
Yes.
at least get halfway?
We'll try and do one side quest.
Okay.
Let's check my journal.
Probably a good idea.
Alright, so can I go
These are horrible creatures. I agree, Kaiser, they are. Actually,
geese
when
can
I went
fuck
to-
off.
When I went to Wales, we actually I went to a nature park reservation with a friend and his parents, and we were going there to look at the birds. And as we were going into the facility, they had to give us a safety warning because they actually had a goose who had laid her eggs right next to the road. And when people walked by, she would attack them. So we were told to please stay clear of that part of the road. So we did, but we could actually hear her from far away getting very angry and attacking some other people who had chosen to ignore the safety instructions.
Oh dear.
Which was fun. Yeah, that was a safety hazard, and they were legally obliged to warn us about it. We have a goose on the loose. That was how he said it.
Geese are my most hated animals in the world.
Oh, they're such bitches. They're assholes.
Yeah. And apparently Dietrich is waiting for me here.
Oh,
You
people are
see-
like, hey, I have some whiskey.
You were not wrong.
Yeah, exactly, Kaiser. Ducks don't do that. And apparently Sabrina has been married to Cthulhu. Well, if she's happy, I'm happy. I mean, that's a good catch, I think.
Alright.
Yeah.
A lone figure stands in the U-Bahn station. Dietrich. He raises a bottle at your approach, then tosses it away.
See, he did bring whiskey, though he apparently drank it all before we came.
Figured I'd run to you here, boss. Wanted to be sure that I caught you before you headed off. He takes a deep breath. Varren, we need to have a talk about this humanish gig.
Thea said it's bad to be against humans. Because Glory is one. And I'm a human. I don't know what you are, Varren, but I'm a human and so is Glory. And I need him to be safe.
I identify as an Apache attack helicopter.
Have you seen the channel on YouTube called Explosive Entertainment? They do like the Cyanide and Happiness shorts.
I've seen a few videos of them, I think.
Yeah, I saw one recently where they had actually made one with a woman she comes to the vet and she basically tells him, you have to put him down. Can't you see he's in pain? You have to put him down. Turns out it is her son, and he's some sort of cyber Elvis fox kind, and so he has like the tail on and the ears, and he identifies as that fox kind thingy with some cyber elvish thing on top of that, and she is so fed up with it that she wants him euthanized. And the veterinarian, of course, is like, it's your son. I cannot fucking euthanize your son. So he kicks them out, and then she's driving home, and she is all upset about it, and they come across the bridge, and she's like, you know what, just throw him out the window and off the bridge. And he's like in this little dog cage. Oh, it's hilarious. And she's like, oh, finally. I don't have to put up with this anymore. It's so great. I actually have to see if I can find the link somewhere and then maybe send it to you on Twitter.
Good.
Afterwards, so you can see it, because it's so much fun.
Alright. Go ahead, Dietrich. I'm listening. Well, we've got a history with humans. I fought them back in 39, during the Night of Rage. Hell of a thing that was. I remember the terror, the senseless violence, the murdered children. I remember this little dwarf boy. They stuffed his body in the gutter, Varren. I can still hear his face, all bruised and broken. To this day, it makes my blood boil. Anyway, long story short, we beat him. Berlin's punks and anarchists all came together, and we stomped the living track out of those racist pigs. A lot of good people died that night, but we put down some of the bad ones too. Let me guess, you want to come on the humanist run so they can finish the job?
Kaiser, I don't think that Varren is making out with his microphone. I just think it has to do with the... Stop it, Varren! That's fucking disgusting! Yeah, it might be his beard, or the voice he's making.
Mm-hmm. That's part of it, sure, but it's not the whole story. I don't just want to come on this run, boss. I have to come. It's my nephew, Alexander. He signed on with humanists, driven to it by his worthless sack of a dad, no doubt. I think that his father, your brother, is a humanist member too. Nah, that'll take a level of conviction and quality that he thoroughly lacks. My best guess is that he's treating humanists as a boarding school. They fed and housed their recruits, and that's money that he'd rather spend on himself. So he dumped his boy off on them, never mind the fact that they're fascist swine. Dietrich looks you in the eye. I've got to get Alexander out there, Varren, before it's too late. Those monsters are expert at warping young minds. It's how disgusting ideology propagates. So I'm asking you, as a personal favor, to let me come along the run. I have to get into that compound, Varren, and I have to find Alexander. I have to turn him around before those animals make him do something unforgivable. Of course, Dietrich. I wouldn't keep you from something like this. I'm sorry, I love Dietrich. I want my Irish man to feel as good as he can.
That's okay.
Thanks, boss. Never doubted you bring me, of course. You're too good a man for that. But it's good to hear, all the same. Alright, let's board the train.
Yay! Travels.
Alright. I think that that humanist drop will be a little bit too long, so I'm going to do the pharma laboratory complex job.
Huh.
I think we should be able to finish that in an hour.
Yeah. That would probably be good. And by the way, guys, when I talk about Poison Ivy and Catwoman, I mean from the first 3 seasons of Batman the Animated Series, because that's how I got introduced to Batman and all the villains and the universe. That was through that series.
And yes, Okami, you have a complex. I'm not sure what kind of complex, but it is a complex.
I think we all have complex. Of some kind or another.
I think so too.
I planned complex.
Alright.
My hair looks so red in the camera.
It looks pretty.
It doesn't even look pink. On one side it looks purple, and then over here it looks red.
Still looks fine to me.
Yeah, it looks cool, but it's just like, color's not showing up all that well.
Alright. So of course I'm taking Glory with me.
Yay.
I'm going to take Dietrich with me.
We need a Decker.
Yeah, and we'll take Blitz with us.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, and Iger has to stay at home until she has gotten her new underwear.
Yes.
To make her clitoris stain her pants, because it's becoming rather, well, it's just not the best thing to happen when we're out on a mission.
No. Every time she misses, her clitoris falls out.
Yeah.